and finally we should hopefully, fingers crossed, get to the Hong Kong money. Let's go. Okay guys, so I've just finished breakfast and we're coming in now to catch a ferry. Our first time for this trip to Hong Kong, we're going to be catching a ferry and we're going to be catching it down to central Hong Kong. And there's some cool things over there, I'll show you later on. I think there's like a really long travelator or escalator or something like that. We might have a look at that. Maybe a couple time lapses, and yeah, so let's get to it. See you there. So we're now seated on the ferry and we have some wonderful views. I'll give you a couple of shots, but the view is absolutely amazing. So yeah, let's go. These shops here sell lots of dry Hong Kong food, so like all of these types of things. Okay guys, so I've just bought these dragon bead lollies from the shop behind. Just from the shop behind me here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try one now. I haven't had these before, so. Oh, they're very hairy. That's why it's called dragon bead. Delicious. It's like peanuts or something inside. It's a bit messy though, but they're very nice. It truly is a bit messy. Just a quick rest stop. As you may have been able to tell, we're now heading towards the escalator from the previous shot, and that street sign over there, but we're heading towards that escalator. I believe it's going up a big hill, so it's a really long escalator going up a hill, so we're going to go and film that, and yeah, let's see how we go. Now supposedly this escalator is supposed to be the largest and longest escalator in the world, and it's made up of 20 little sections, but combined it's the largest escalator in the world, so yeah. Hands up, don't move. We have now arrived at the escalator, so let's go. It's going to be great. Let's go. The streets of Hong Kong. Escalators, as you can see, just over here, the escalator continues up there. So there's some pretty good streets here. They're like traditional fusion streets. Yeah, there's the word. And they've got modern buildings and stuff in them as well. Everything seems to be pretty cool. I'll give you a few shots as we go up. And yeah. One more thing, also just behind me here we have some very nice streets. We have 7-Eleven, relatively new. And then we have a bunch of these older shops here, like these ones right there. Now these lights here imitate a very traditional kind of crossing here. It used to be almost every zebra crossing in Hong Kong, there were these yellow flashing lights here, so that's pretty traditional and pretty cool. Taxi! Alright, so the only way for us to get down off this hill now is to catch a minibus. So you'll see that coming in a second. We're just waiting here to stop. Yeah, so let's get on it once it comes. We're going to be needing our octopus cards again. I'm just going to get out to show you. You've just seen this before in the first vlog. If you've been watching this from today, these are the octopus cards. Just getting out of my wallet here. Hang on. These ones right here. So these are just like open cards in Australia if you're watching from Australia. I'm not sure what they are in America and stuff like that because they're where my most viewers are and I'm blah 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 blah. Okay guys, unfortunately there aren't any missing buses, so firstly you won't be able to experience it, and secondly we're going to have to walk all the way down because the escalators only go up, they don't go down. So we're going to have to walk down that huge slope right down the bottom of the hill. At least it's downhill, so hopefully it won't be too bad, but yeah, hopefully we don't get too tired walking down. I don't really have anything to say, let's just go. Very famous umbrella shop. It's on this street here. Now the reason it's very famous is because this person here has been making and repairing umbrellas for many generations now. And this shop was actually featured in a movie, and there have been many kind stories and things. For example, this man, it was pouring one time and there was a family that came and they didn't have any money and they all wanted food and things like that, so he just gave them a free umbrella, or like for the price that he made it for, because he was poor himself as well for a while, and at that time he still was. So this is a very iconic umbrella shop. Take a look at this wall behind me here. It's like buildings and everything. Seems pretty cool. I'll let you have a quick look. Cool. Guys, I've just got myself a cup of sugarcane. It's a sugarcane juice. So yeah. Guys, so this morning I promised, and yesterday I also promised, that today I'll show you the Hong Kong money, so I'm going to do that right now. By the way, we've just finished dinner and everything. I didn't film that because you've seen me have dinner before. So yeah, I'm just going to show you the Hong Kong money, the bit you've been waiting for all day, so let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to be doing the notes from largest to smallest. So here's the largest one, and this is the $1,000 note right here. So it looks pretty cool. We've got... If you saw today when we were on the ferry, this is one of the buildings we saw, and this is the other side. Right, now moving on to the $500 note. Alright, so this here is the $500 note. So you've got lions here, which is for Chinese festivals like lion dance. If you haven't seen the Chinese New Year vlog, you should go and check that out. It has these lines on it. And this is the other side. Pretty cool. So next up we have the $100 note. So this here is the $100 note, that's that one side. The other side is like this. Now moving on, the next note would be the $50 note. Now these ones have been a bit bent because I've had these in my wallet. But this is the $50 note. This is the other side. And the thing with Hong Kong money is that many companies, like different banks, produce their own. So, for example, the $20 note in particular has lots of variations to it. But this is the one which I have at the moment. And that's how it is. But if I get another one out of my wallet real quickly, I think I have another one here, then you'll see that they're actually a bit different. So my $20 note here is different to this one. Right, so these are the two sides. Now this is by HSBC, as you can see down here, and this one's by the Bank of China. So these are different banks producing the notes. And same with the $100 note. I have the same one which I showed you before, but that's it. Now finally we would have the $10 note. Now the $10 note is very similar. Pretty much all of the $10 notes are the same. So here's the $10 note. It says 10 down there. It has a little window like our Australian money. Turning it over, it's exactly the same, or pretty much exactly the same, just a few different patterns. And you'll see that some other ones are pretty similar. So that's going to be all of the notes, and we're going to move on to coins now. Okay guys, so now moving on to the coins. So this here is the $10 coin. This is equivalent to the $10 note. It's exactly the same, except this is just in a coin form. Now as you can see, this one has both silver and gold, but normally dollar coins are silver and cent coins are gold, unlike Australia. Oh no, and I forgot to mention, the currency exchange is about 5.82. So 1 Australian dollar equals 5.82 Hong Kong dollars. So anyway, that's the $10 coin. Now moving on, we have the $5 coin right here. Whoops, that didn't work, I meant to do that. So we have the $5 coin right here. So as you can see, this one is the silver. And if you turn it over, this is the other side. So that's that. Now moving on, we have the $2, which is a little bit special because of its rounded, like flowery kind of edges. So these aren't like a curve, these are like flower, I guess. It's kind of like a flower. It reminds me of a flower. So that's the $2. And then turning it over, it basically has the same as the $5. If you want to have a comparison, this here is the $5 and this is the $2. So they're very, very similar. In fact, I think they're exactly the same, just like the queen on our coins. Yeah, they're exactly the same. And then finally, for the dollar coins, we have our $1 coin. So that's the $1 coin. Similar to the $2, the layout with the number, just like the 5 as well. And the back is exactly the same, just like a flower. Cool, so now we're going to move on to the cent coin. So first up is the 50-cent coin, being the largest of the cent coins. Now this here is gold because it's a cent coin, as I mentioned before, unlike Australia. Now that's 50, and I find out they all have the same kind of font. And then flipping it over, it has the exact same flower again, with Hong Kong written down here, hence Hong Kong currency. Next up, we have the 20 cents. Now, much like the $2, this one here has the flowery edges. That's what I'm going to call it. So again, this is like a gold. If you have a closer look. Camera focus, please. Yeah, there we go. So that's the 20 cent. Moving over to the other side, you have that flower again. And then finally, we have the 10 cents. Now mine isn't a very shiny one, unfortunately. I tried to find the shiniest. And this is the only one I have actually. So this is the 10 cents right here. Turning it over, it has the Queen's head. Now this is because we had a 100-year contract with the United States or something. No, hang on, that was with America. It was a 100-year contract that America owned Hong Kong for, but now it's back with China. So yeah, that's why these ones are relatively new and they are more shiny, but this 10 cent coin here was probably produced when we were under the contract with America.